What's up, YouTube? My name is Zach. I'm starting a new series called Motivational Speeches. This first one today is called The Sacrifice. As any athlete in any sport knows, there's a lot of sacrifices that go with playing sports, no matter if it's mental or physical. Sacrifices, we all have to give up things and give up our time and body to play this sport and succeed at the sport. There's so many aspects to each and every single sport that we play that we have to do to make ourselves good. But to start out with it all is the sacrifice of the game. As we all know, as all athletes know, the first thing we're going to give up is our time, and we know that. That means time spent with our family, with our friends, with anything and everything, which sometimes makes it hard to focus on things like school or focus on things like family or anything else of that matter. So that in itself is hard to begin out with, to try and manage focusing on family, school, and athletics. It's a hard struggle, but it's something that we're easily willing to give up and to do, because we know that at this point we're mature enough and smart enough to balance those two things. The second aspect is giving up our body to a sport. Whether it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a physical sport or not, we're gonna give up our bodies one way or another. We spend so much time and energy giving our bodies to whatever sport we play. Mine in particular, football, is very physical. So mentally and physically, I'm giving up my body each and every single day for the sport. But because I have such a strong love for the sport, I'm willing to do that each and every single day. Whether it's grinding in the weight room and getting bigger each and every single day and going hard each and every single day. Whether it's going out in pads and hitting against the best player, the hardest hitting player, whatever it is, I'm willing to do it because of the love of the sport. There's plenty of athletes that are willing to do it as well, because they know going into a sport that those are some of the things they have to do to number one, prove themselves and prove themselves to coaches and other people, but they also do it to prove it to themselves, because they want to show that all this dedication and all this hard work is going towards something. Giving up so much of your body and your energy is worth something. It's not just for nothing. And if you work hard enough and you shine hard enough, then it will come out to be a very great ending. Another aspect that we give up is time spent doing a lot of other things that we could do, like staying at home and sleeping, or doing better just in school. There's a lot of athletes nowadays that take off a year or two, especially in the high school days, take off a year or two because maybe a year before they did bad, or they're doing bad in 1 year, so they'll stop playing so that they can focus on things like family or school or things of that matter. But my biggest thing is that we understand these sacrifices that we have to give up, and sometimes it needs to be explained to people, because there's the outsiders that either watch it or don't know anything about it, that that talk about it and don't understand it. We as athletes understand that, but understand the struggle and the sacrifices that we have to give before we even play the sport. We understand most of it, and we learn as we go along as well. And most of the time, we accept it. There are the ones that don't find out and don't accept it and then give up, and that's understandable. But for the athletes that do really truly love the sport and take the sacrifices on each year, each day, each week, each second, just everything they take it on. We understand before we even start doing it that we may get hurt, that we may fail at things, that some friendships and other things like that may be ended because of it. But we know that we want it bad enough that if we grind hard enough, that it will get us to a higher level and take us places none of the other people or nothing else in this world could take us to. And I think that's one of the biggest things kept in mind to athletes, is that we know that there's a great sacrifice and a great struggle, but we know that it's all worth it in the end. And we know that the love of this sport is all worth it. I had a very inspirational coach and man in my life about 3 years ago. His name is Bradley Jennings. He was my Pop Warner coach for 2 years. He was a former All-American linebacker at Florida State University. He was a bit on the crazy side.